Jai Hind everyone. I am Shraddha Jhari, Assistant Professor IT Department in AKG Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today we are going to discuss one of the important topic of PPS, storage classes in C. This topic is quite important as of exams point of view. So after studying today's topic, the concept of local variable and global variable will be cleared, and we will discuss various storage classes, that is auto, extern, register and static storage class. So let's start with the storage class. So what are storage classes? Why we need storage class in C? So as the name suggests, storage class, they will tell you about the storage of any variable or data which is being used in the program. So in C, we are particularly talking about C language. So a storage class of a variable will tell you about the storage of the variable, that is either it is being stored in the memory or in the CPU register. Secondly, it will tell you the initial value which is being held by the variable. So whenever you are declaring a variable and forgot to provide any kind of value, it is being having some initial value, that is either 0 or garbage value. Third one is the scope. What is a scope? Scope is the region of program where the variable is visible or where we can access the variable. We can actually utilize that particular value of the variable which is being stored in it. So scope tell you the region within which you can call or access the value which is being stored within the variable. And the last is the life. What is the life of the variable? That is the time of creation and destruction of variable. At which time you have created a variable and at what time it is being destroyed. That is the lifetime of a variable. So all these 4 parameters are being described while we are using various storage classes. So one by one, with the help of programs as an example, we will discuss various storage classes which are being important as point of view of exams in AKT. So first, we have already discussed that what are the various types of storage classes. We are having 4 different storage classes. Automatic, the short or the keyword which is being used is auto. Register storage class, the keyword which is being used is register. Static, the keyword used is static. And external, whose keyword is external. So first of all, the syntax. For syntax of using any of the 4 storage classes, the syntax is same, that is a storage class. Here storage class means the keyword which is being used, which is being written within these brackets. So if I want to use automatic storage class, the keyword is auto. So at the place of a storage class, I will write auto. Next is the data type. Let us assume int. And next is the variable name. Let us assume x and sim. So here I have declared a variable x whose data type is integer, which means it will store integer type value, and as a storage class is auto, which will specify that how this x will behave in the system, where it will get stored, what is the default value which is being stored in it, what is the lifetime of x, and what is the scope of variable x. So this particular keyword, that is auto, is responsible all the 4 points, that is the memory utilization of x, where the value which is being stored in x is going to be stored in the system, either in the system memory or in CPU register. Second thing is the default value which is being stored within x. Third one is the life of the variable, and fourth one is the scope of variable. So first of all, we will discuss automatic storage class. So what are automatic storage class? For every storage class, we will discuss these 4 parameters only. That is a storage, default value, scope and life. So as of we have taken the example auto int x. So this particular declaration of variable x is going to get stored in main memory of the system. So whatever value we are going to pass in x will get stored in main memory of the system. Second, the default value. If I directly print the value of x, what it will return? It will return garbage value. So by default, the value which is being stored within the variable x is garbage. Third is the scope. So it is local to the block in which variable is declared. Means in wherever block means the curly brackets. In whatever block we are declaring this variable x, the value of x can be accessed there only. It cannot be accessed outside the block. And last is the life. Within the function in which it is declared. Means if you are having a program in which various functions are present, in that particular case, it will only be accessed where it has been declared. You cannot call this or utilize this value of x in another function. So let us discuss it with a program. So here I have written a program in which a function increment is used. So first of all, the header file is written stdio.h. Next, I have declared a function increment. Now within main, I have called increment function 3 times. 3 times increment function has been called. After that, after closing the main block, the definition of increment has been given. And within the definition of increment, you can see that I have taken a variable I of type integer and whose storage class is auto. So auto int I equal to 1, which means the variable I has data type integer, that is it will store integer type value having a class, storage class automatic. Which means if I forgot to initialize it by 1, then what it will return? It will return garbage value. But as I have initialized it by 1, so the value which is being held by I is 1 only. Second, what is the memory which is being allocated to this variable I? As of the storage class, as we have seen in the previous slide, automatic storage class gets main memory. So this value 1 is being stored in main memory of the system. Third is the scope. Scope means the presence of the variable. Next is the lifetime. At what time it has been created and what time it is getting destroyed. So when this program will go into execution mode, so it will start from main function and within main increment has been called. As soon as this particular statement which is being written at 1 is being accessed, the control will go to the definition of increment. And within the definition of increment, it is written int I equal to 1. So I has been initialized by 1. After that, printf %id I, which means whatever value which is being stored in I will get printed. And then I++. So as soon as this printf statement will be executed, what it will print? It will print 1. Next is I++. I++ means increment of 1 in the value of I. After that, the control will go back to the main. Within main, second time the function increment has been called. It will again go back to the function definition. Again, auto int I equal to 1. So I has been initialized by 1. So again printf I, what it will print? It will print 1 only. Because the scope of variable as per automatic storage class is confined within the function in which it is being declared or defined. So as I is being declared or defined within the increment body, it will only have its value retained with it within this particular function. It will not get transferred to another function. As of, if I++ is there, it is not incrementing the value. It is incrementing the value, but within this increment function only. It is not transferring the value to the main function. So again, second time also it will print 1. After that, I++, which will again increment its value by 1, that is 2. Again, control goes back to main. Now, third time increment function is being called. Whenever third time increment function is called, it will go back to the function definition. And function definition again, auto int I equal to 1. I is initialized by 1. Printf I, that means it will again print 1. I++, that is. So, what is the output we are going to get? That is 3 times 1. Because the scope of variable I is confined within the function definition, it will not get transferred to another function or any point of the program. It is confined within the function definition only. Now, second, we have register storage class. So, as if we have compared with the automatic storage class, there is one major difference between the register storage class and automatic storage class. That is the storage. Whenever we are using register storage class, the variable gets its data stored directly into CPU register. But there is a clause. If CPU registers are not free, or we can say if they are not available for storing data, then the data will be stored in the main memory only. But first of all, the data is tried to be stored in the CPU registers. But if CPU registers are not available, then it will access to the main memory. So this is the clause with the register storage class. Next point is the default value. So as of the automatic storage class, it will also return the garbage value. Third is the scope. Again, scope is also local to the block in which the variable is declared. Means it is also confined within the function body only. Next is the live, that is within the function in which it is declared. Means in whatever function we are going to declare the variable, in the same function we can get access of it. The value is not going to transfer to another function. Let us discuss it with the example. The same program we are taking as an example, but this time we have taken a storage class as register. So as of, we can see, we can compare the previous slides. In automatic storage class and in register storage class, there is only one major difference. That is, for register storage class, variable will try to access CPU registers first. After that, if the CPU registers are not available or present, it will access the main memory. But in automatic storage class, the data is directly stored in the main memory. But rest of the three fields are same. That is the default value, scope and life. So as of when we are going to execute this particular program, within main we are having increment function. So this is the function call. Whenever function is called, function definition is accessed. Within function definition, it is written register int I equal to 1, because this time we are going to discuss register storage class. So register int I equal to 1 means variable I of type integer has been declared and whose storage class is register. So the scope of the variable will be confined within these block only. This block is represented by this curly braces pair. So the scope of variable is limited till this position. Second is the life. Life of the variable is also confined within the function call only. Means till this function call is active, the value of I will remain with it. As soon as this function call will be deactivated, the value which is being held by I will also get deactivated. So life of I is confined till this particular function call. So as soon as first time increment is called, the pointer will come to this point where I is initialized by 1, print I. So what it will print? It will print 1. After that, I++, it will increase the value of I. But after this point, the control will go back to the main. When we reach to the main, second time we are calling the definition increment. Again, this increment function is called second time. As soon as second time increment is called, again function definition has been called. Value is I is 1. Value of I has not been incremented because the life of variable is confined within the function definition. So wherever this function is defined, value is defined till that position. So again it will print 1. I++, then go back to the main. Again third time function has been called. Again it will print 1. So again we will get output 3 times 1. So as of the procedure of automatic storage class and register storage class, we are getting the same output because major difference between the two is the memory storage. Next we have static storage class. So within the static storage class, the storage which is being used by variable is the main memory. Means data will directly go to the main memory. Next is the default value. So whenever you are declaring a variable of type static, it will return a 0. It is the default initial value which is being held by the variable. Scope is both local and global. Means we can access this particular variable locally as well as globally. In further future slides, we will discuss what is local and global. So last is the life. Variable retain its value between different function call. Just we have seen before in the previous example, the value of I is not incrementing. The incremented value of I is not reflected in the second or third function call. But in case of static, that particular value is being reflected in the different function calls. We can see this with the particular example. We are taking the same example so that the concept will be clear to you. So here we are having again increment function. Within main we are calling increment function 3 times. After that the function definition. Here the keyword used is static. Means here we are using static storage class. So I has data type int and having an initial value 1. So but data type is storage class is static. We are going to print value of I and then I++. So now what will happen? In the previous two storage classes, the value of I which is being printed after calling increment function 3 times is same, that is 1 every time. But when we are using this static storage class, the value of I will get changed each and every time whenever an increment function is called. How? Main function first increment call is this. So as soon as first increment function is called, the control will go to the definition and it is being written static int I equal to 1. This magic occurs due to this keyword static. We are using the keyword static, that is we are using a static storage class which says the life of variable is confined to different function calls. So first time when increment is called, what it will print? It will print I and the value of I is 1. Then I plus plus. Value of I is being incremented by 1, which will become 2. Next, control will go back to the main. Now again it is the increment function. Increment function has been called. So first call is this, second call is this. But value of I will be retained by it. The updated value of I is 2. So I is now 2. So whenever printf I will be executed, what it will print? It will print 2. I plus plus, that is 3. Now value of I is 3. Increment third time. When third time increment is called, I is being holding the value because we are using static storage class. Static storage class says whatever value is being held by variable will be accessible. Its lifetime will remain within different function calls till the end of the program. So the value of I, which is the updated value, that is 3, is going to be printed. So now the output is 1, 2 and 3. So whenever we are using a static storage class, we are getting different values of I, that is the updated value each and every time because of the lifetime of I. Next, we have external storage class. So external storage class means here we can see this with the particular example. What is an external storage class? So for example, we are writing a program file2.c and within this we are including a header file file1.h which is being created by the user. So on the right side of the screen I have taken file1.h and on the left side I have taken file2.c. So file1.h is the header file which is being created by user and is included within the file2.c. So what file1.h is doing, it is having a variable a that is holding a value 8, a function display that is printing the value of a plus plus. That's it. So whenever I am including this file1.h within this file2.c, so whatever code I have written in file1.h is being imported in this particular file. Means this particular code is a part of file2.c as I have included this particular file. So within the main function, what I have written, extern int a, the storage class used is extern. Display is a function which is being defined within file1.h. So from where it will get its definition? It will get its definition from this file1.h. Next, printf a. So how is this program is going to be executed? As soon as the main function is executed, it is written extern int a. So value of a is type extern. Now display. As soon as display function is called, the control will go here. Display. Within display, it is being written printf a. So what is the value of a now? The value of a is 8. It is written. So what it will print? It will print 8. After that, a plus plus. Value of a has been incremented by 1. That is 9. The work of display has been done. Next step written is printf a. Now what is the value of a? It is 9. What it will print? It will print 9. Because here, due to this particular statement, value of a has been incremented by 1. So now it will print 9. So here we will get the output 8, 9. So as of the external storage class, the default value which is being stored, which is being provided by the external storage class is 0. Means after declaring this variable extern int a, if I directly write a statement printf %d a, what it will print? It will print 0. Because default value of a or external storage class variable is 0. Second is the scope. Scope of the variable is global. And lifetime is also the global. That is throughout the program. So whenever we are providing or performing any kind of change within this value a, it is being accessible here also. So throughout the program, external storage classes are available. So next, we will discuss the local variable and global variable. So many times the situation occurs when we are using variables at different places within the program. Sometimes we used to write variables outside the main program. Sometimes we write inside the main program. So each and every time we are declaring the variable and initializing some value. But the name of the variable, or we can say the term which is associated with the variable, is get changed. So we are having two types of variable, that is local variable and global variable. So what are local variables? Local variables are declared inside some block or function. Means within the curly brackets. As if we are declaring the variable I within the increment function. We are declaring int I equal to 1 within the increment function. Or in the previous slide, we have declared extern int a. So a is what? It is the local variable, which is being confined within the curly brackets. So its scope is local to the block only. Outside the block, it is not accessible. But whereas global variable is declared outside all the functions. Means if suppose I am writing a program, main, here I write int I. So I is what? I is local. And before main, if I write int x, so x is what? X is global. That is outside the blocks. So curly bracket confines you within the blocks. They are creating the boundary for variable I. That is why I is the local variable and x is the global variable. Next, default initial value of local variable is garbage. Whenever you are declaring a variable as local, the value which is being initialized by default is garbage value. Means here if I print I, what will I get? I will get a garbage value. But within the global variable, the default initial value is 0. So if I print x, I will get a 0. Next, if we talk about the precedence, suppose you are creating a program. Here you have written hash include your header file and int I equal to 5 main. Within main you are writing int I equal to 10. Printf %d I. What it will print? It will print 10. Since I has been initialized 2 times. First, int I equal to 5. I is global variable. Globally, we have defined I as 5. But locally, we have defined I as 10. So, the precedence of local variable is more when we compare it with the global variable. So, what it will print? It will print 10. Next difference is scope is within the block or function, and in global variable, value can be accessed throughout the program at any point of the program. Means if I talk about this I equal to 10, so I is accessible within the main function only. But this particular I is equal to 5 is accessible throughout the program, outside this main also. If I am creating a function xyz outside this main program, then also this I equal to 5 is accessible. But I is equals to 10 is accessible within the main function only. That is the meaning of this scope. Next is the life. For local variable, life is within the block or function, means I is equals to 10 is confined within this main block only, but the I equal to 5 is available throughout the program. Till the program is in execution mode, we can access this value of I as 5. But I is 10 is confined to the main block of the program. So I hope the concept of local and global variable is clear to you all. So in today's lecture, we discussed storage classes and the concept of local variable and global variable. So we have discussed 4 types of a storage class: automatic, static, register and extern. And the difference between all these storage class is done with the help of 4 parameters. That is the memory which is being allocated or used by the variable. Second is the default initial value which is being held by the variable. Third is the scope of the variable, and last is the lifetime of the variable. So with the help of a storage class, we can efficiently utilize the variable in the program. So you can use any kind of a storage class as per the requirement of the program. So I hope that today's topic is clear to you all. We will discuss another topic in next lecture. Thank you.